Sunny Dallas, Texas.
Yes.
Welcome, Reba. So, we have to know who you are. You got to tell us about you. Anything you want to share.
Okay, I'm Reva Hunter, owner of 84 Design Studio. I'm originally from Louisiana, Shreveport to be exact, and I moved to Dallas because there were better opportunities as a graphic designer and in the creative industry here. So I moved here and I went to the Art Institute of Dallas,
Okay.
and I started creating and understanding graphic design from there.
Okay, cool, cool. So, where did your love for graphic design come from? Who introduced you? How did it happen?
Growing up, I have two older brothers, so they would go to like a career college while attending school. So they would have certain classes, and there would be culinary arts, and at the time it was commercial arts
Mm-hmm.
instead of graphic
Mm-hmm.
design. So they would go to, instead of culinary arts, they went to commercial arts, and they would come home with a lot of material, and I just fell in love with the things that they made from there. And I'm like, I want to go too. So when I was old enough to get into those courses, I took those courses, and I absolutely loved like everything that we created from there, and my love for graphic design started there. So from there, like any chance that I had, I started creating, and like, or from the computer, on paper, every chance I got. So yeah.
Good, good. So, if you could summarize your business in one sentence, what would you say?
I help small businesses begin their branding journey. I don't just create logos; I create the brand experience, from the color palette to helping them choose typography, and just to help them get introduced as a business to the world through social media, through whatever avenue that they need for their business.
Okay. And I'm curious about this. Why did you choose 84 Design Studio?
That is an homage to where I'm from. I
Okay.
grew up on 84th Street in
Oh,
Shreveport.
okay.
So so that was just paying homage to where I'm from, and to just kind of build on that.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I
Yes.
like that. So, tell us what your best project to date has been that brought you. I, I don't even want to put it in a box of bringing you joy or making you happy. It could have been the one where you learned the most lessons. It could have been, so you gauge what the the measuring stick is for this, but tell us what that project was.
Let's see. That project would be, so many. um, I would say it was a packaging project that I've done. Um, so the owner, it was a lot of lessons to be learned with that, because as a graphic designer, you don't know exactly what the request will be until it's made most of the time. So in that instance, the client came to me and said, "Hey, I need a logo. I have this new product. Like, she's already in business, but she wanted to introduce the product. So she came to me and said, "Hey, I need a new logo." Okay. So with that logo, where will this logo, will be like prominent? And she told me like the specifics of it all. So I said, oh, okay. So instead of just a logo, you need an actual brand look. So I had to go back and just understand that she is new to this. So I
Mhm.
had to educate her on
Mhm.
what this would entail. So it was a learning process for the both of us, and basically getting her ideas on what she wanted to look like and how she wanted to feel, and just continually asking questions. Most people, they will probably have the initial questionnaire of, tell me all of this in this one document, and then I'll just go off in, my silo and create something. But that wasn't the case. So it was just basically continue asking questions and educating her on what an actual branding of a product would look like, and just making sure that she understood what the next steps were, and I understood like what I need to do, moving forward when other clients come with products, to help brand their business.
So basically, you developed an onboarding process from this
Yes.
project.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I didn't at the time. I didn't know like what it would look like, but as we were going, it was like, okay, so I know now that I need to do this the next time and make sure that this is in place for the next time. So yes, it was definitely like a crash course in for me as well in onboarding a client.
Yeah, that's a valuable lesson that I teach to some of my coaching students, that you need an onboarding process for each type of client you will have. And that causes people to narrow down from, I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this. And so they're like, oh God, I'm not going to create that many onboarding processes. So it helps you kind of narrow down your focus as
Mhm.
to what you do, because you can't ask the same questions in its totality to every client. It's not cookie cutter.
Right.
And even with that, the onboarding of the questionnaire or any type of way you do that gives you, like you've learned, the foundation for the conversation,
Mhm.
because the conversation still has to happen, you know?
Yes.
And so I've seen where people are shocked at once they get to like question 7. I just want a logo. Oh my God, I just want a logo. I didn't think I would have to be answering all these questions. And it's like, this is how we're going to get there, because I don't have psychic abilities.
Mhm, mhm.
And you don't have this design education. So we got to get on the same page. So it's
Right,
always
right.
amazing hearing about people's learned lessons in this process. Yeah, because you
Yes,
look back at yourself and you feel like, you know, and then you laugh at the end. But yeah,
exactly, exactly. It's a lesson learned, and it's like, I'm glad that I went through that, early on rather than way further down the line. It's like, "Wait, I didn't what's going on here? I
yeah,
didn't learn
and
that. What happened?"
yeah, and that's the things they don't teach you in school.
Exactly, exactly.
They always talk about when you service the client, when you do this for the client, when you do this, but they never talk about how do you start with the client. And
Exactly,
I think for
exactly.
the millions, I'm gonna say millions, the millions of dollars we spend in education,
Mhm,
that's an elementary thing that should be taught. And I feel like we're ripped off
mhm.
because we're not taught how to do business per se
Exactly,
as
exactly.
designers. Yeah, yeah. All right. So, what challenges have you faced in running your business?
Um, Making that initial connection with my audience. Um, like I know who I want to reach out to, but just actually getting those people to respond like
Mhm.
is where I miss the disconnect. Like they will like my posts, like I'll say something as far as educational wise on Instagram or Twitter or just social media in general, and they'll like it, but it's like really making that connection to them to where, hey, if you have a business,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
let's really, work this out. And then it's like, hey, I have a business, and then they'll go away and then come up with something, and I'm just sitting like, I could have helped you with that.
Yeah, yeah. And in all fairness, I think they just have too many messages coming at them at one time because we're on Instagram, okay?
Mhm, mhm,
But then they got Facebook, they got Twitter, they got LinkedIn. All these people are just flooding them with messages. And I think we lose our place because I have seen in the past, I know I've seen someone where I said, oh, I need to work with them, not them provide a service for me. I need to work with them or I need to buy a product from them. And then you
mhm.
go back and try to find it and you can't find
Can't
it.
find it at all.
So I've learned to comment or put a message in, even if it's that's great, I love that. And that will be a placeholder so I can go back and look and find those people, because like you said, you got 7 million messages coming at you an hour, you know,
Mm.
and it's just overwhelming. It really is. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the services you provide. What do you do?
I do social media graphics. I'm currently working on a book cover as well as book layouts. I do print and digital, so I'm versatile in both. I have a few clients with a few books that are out, so I've done those. I'm currently working with a larger company, actually working with their social media posts, as far as like graphics,
Hmm.
website design. Um, I do the, I would say, I don't want to say general, but it's mostly the general design work of
Okay.
branding, brand identity, um, and posters and things of that sort.
So when you're working with a company like this larger company and you're doing the graphics for social media, what does that engagement look like? Like, how do you get the work done? Who is your point of contact? Do you meet on a weekly basis, monthly basis? What does that workflow look like?
That would mostly be, I have a connection with a creative staffing agency.
Hmm.
So when they come across like a role that needs like immediate help, they'll send me the specs for that. I read over that, um, and I'll either say yes, I'm available to do this, or I'll pass it along to someone else. And from there, I just work with whoever is the creative director, and
Hmm.
we meet on a daily basis on what is needed and how, the pace of it all, of how quickly that they will need it and things of that sort. So yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So who's your dream client to have?
Oh, my dream clients.
Mhm.
Um, let's see. I would honest, honestly, I would actually would love to work in a conference. So if there's a
Yeah,
virtual
okay.
conference coming up or something like that, I want to really, I want to be on that type of team.
Okay, so event
Because
planners, you guys hear
yes,
her? She wants to be on, yeah.
yes, because it's like it's so I understand it's so much that goes into actually planning things out and making sure everything is cohesive and everything is flowing. And now that we're in the virtual land, we have to make sure that, people still feel like they're actually, you know, engaged with the conference.
Right.
So I really
Mhm.
want to make sure, that I'm on a team like that. So yes.
Okay, cool, cool. So, I want to ask you another thing. How long have you been in business?
I've been in business for 8 years.
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
84 has been in official business for 3, but I've been working as a graphic designer for 8 years.
Okay. So if you could talk to Reva 8 years ago, what would you tell her?
Patience is definitely a virtue. um, and it's just more so just don't be so hard on yourself. Everything is a learning process. It's not necessarily a complete mistake. It's a lesson to learn, and just pull whatever you need from that lesson to apply it to the next step in life. So it's okay. So that's just the bottom.
Okay.
It's okay. Even as a business owner, graphic designer, it's okay. We're all in this. We're learning and we're growing, and things are changing faster than we can blink. So it's okay.
Mhm. Yeah. So here's my last question for you. What did you learn about yourself in 2020? Because this has been the year for us.
Yes. um, what I have learned was to enjoy life. Um,
Mhm.
Step away from the computer, because even as a graphic designer, I'm constantly on my computer looking for inspiration, looking for like the new trends, things of that sort. But if I just step away from the computer, go outside, I can find inspiration out there too. I can find inspiration on a drive, just taking a step back and just and enjoying what what life has to offer. It's more than just COVID out there,
Mhm.
but to
Mhm.
really just take a step back and enjoy life, because it's out there for us to enjoy. So why not take the chance to enjoy it?
Yes, I agree. I agree. It has been an absolute joy talking to you and getting to know you. And I look
Right.
forward to your comments in the group. I look forward to event planners collaborating with Reva. Um, so um, just blessings to you. And thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
All
Pleasure meeting
right.
you. Bye.